Michael Portwood is a very special child. Michael Portwood is an extremely determined individual. Michael Portwood keeps a very busy schedule for a 6-year-old. Michael Portwood has cerebral palsy.
Michael was about 7 weeks or so when I first noticed that his movements were different than the others. He would stretch out and he would get stuck. He'd get stiff. The not talking clearly when it was time. He crawled great.
Diagnosed by his pediatrician as having hyperspastic bilateral legs, Michael's mother sought out answers to her many questions.
I went to the library and looked up hyperspastic bilateral legs, and it all led back to UCP, cerebral palsy. I went and looked up United Cerebral Palsy in the phone book and called and got Michael the help he needed. Within 4 months, they had him walking with a walker, and he was finally talking. That was great. And then it got to the point where his muscles and tendons started to constrict, and they wouldn't stretch, and they just weren't growing with his bones. And he got to the point where he was starting to curl up into a fetal position. He could no longer stand up straight.
Ramona brought Michael to Shriners Hospital for Children in Tampa, where their medical professionals explained that as Michael grew, if left the way he was, his bone joints wouldn't bend and his tendons would tear loose. The damage would be unrepairable.
They did 3 just separate procedures in one go. And when he woke up, the first thing he saw was his legs in these red casts. And his eyes got really big, and he goes, "Mommy," and I'm like, "Yeah." And he points down, "My legs."
I've been working with Michael for about a year, and when he first started coming here with me, he was using 2 quad canes, which give him a little bit more support. They have 4 prongs on the bottom. Since that time, he now uses 2 loft strand crutches, which just have 1 point on the bottom, making it a lot harder, giving him a lot less support, so he has to work harder. And now we're working towards using just 1. He's just a fun kid to work with.
When Michael first started, he had difficulty keeping his arm down on the paper to write. He'd kind of hold the marker. His grasp wasn't as good and as strong, and he would keep his arm up in the air. So we worked a lot on keeping his arm down, stabilizing the paper with his other hand. We've done a lot of cutting, just straight lines initially, making snips, and then he went to cutting out these intricate designs, which is really great.
Gummy bears are a great source for chewing activities because they're really chewy and they take longer to chew. He's chewing to increase his jaw strength and be able to move his tongue all around so he can make all his good speech sounds.
He was in UCP for about 4 months before the first time I heard him say, "I love you, Mommy," and it was clear. I thought I was hearing when he first said it. I was carrying him out to the parking lot. I thought it was somebody else's child, and it was mine.
Michael's therapy continues at home. 5 days a week, Ramona, a single mother of 4, walks all of her children to school located over a mile away. Michael's sheer determination to keep up with the other kids drives him ahead until he can't go any further.
See you later, buddy. Have a good day.
This fall, Michael returned to Shriners Hospital. Due to knee hyperextension, the ends of his tibias were beginning to deteriorate. A surgical procedure was performed that took one of the rectus muscles from the front of both of his knees and wrapped it around the back of his knees to stabilize the knee joints so they no longer hyperextend.
As a single parent of 4, I am extremely aware of how fortunate we have been to be able to take Michael into Shriners for the necessary surgery and the extensive in-house therapy that they provide free of charge. And we've been incredibly blessed that they have been so willing to reach out to Michael's therapists at UCP. And I can talk to the people at UCP, and they actually understand when I say, Michael's not doing this, he's not doing that, I'm having a hard time dealing with this. These are parents and people that are in the same boat with me.
Recently, Friends of UCP's Miracles for Children Society heard about this child who was so determined to walk. They learned that Michael desperately needed special equipment to strengthen his legs and make his dream of walking come true, and surprised him with a brand new adaptive bike.
Say 1, 2, 3. Surprise! What do you think of your bike?
Good.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
Okay.
You gonna ride it now? Don't run anybody over.
A child who's just learning to walk doesn't have the mobility or the speed that the other kids in his neighborhood or his friends might have. And once you give him an adaptive bike, they are a lot of times able to keep up and go just as fast as they want to. It's really good for motivating them to keep going because they want to get stronger, go faster, keep up with everybody. And of course, what kid doesn't want a bike?
There have been times where I've been ready to give up, and I have walked in there, and you find a hug, you find an ear to listen to you, and a heart that understands. That's what UCP is.
United Cerebral Palsy of Central Florida makes a difference in the life of one child, one family, one step at a time.